of the case before the courts is still something that members of the State Assembly needed to wait for before an emergence of a new speaker. Now, talk to us from the eyes or the position of the law. What transpired yesterday? Is it an illegality because there is a case in court already? Even though, according to the Constitution, those who shifted grounds politically, especially those who moved from the PDP to the APC, the Constitution does not recognize them as members because their seats are meant to be declared vacant. But because the case is in court, and we saw a new development yesterday, talk to us from the perspective of the law, how you interpret what is going on.
Okay, thank you. Clearly, whatever is presented before a court will depend on what prayers the parties that approach the court have brought before the court for determination. But to put in clear perspective, there is no matter in court, to the best of my knowledge, with respect to anybody seeking the Rivers State House of Assembly to stay proceedings or to cease to exist. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, particularly Section 90, established a House of Assembly for each of the 36 states. And the Rivers State House of Assembly exists as a creation of the Constitution. And the matters, to the best of my knowledge, that were in court were in respect to certain individuals. There's a distinction between the Rivers State House of Assembly and then individual members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. So the seizure, or if you like, the vacation of seats of a member of the Rivers State House of Assembly that has become a subject of litigation has got nothing to do with the existence of the Rivers State House of Assembly. So it is to that extent that we differ with respect to the view of the guest in the studio that the Rivers State House of Assembly ought to have ceased to exist in some form, to the extent that the new Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Victor Oko Jumbo, who I am not sure, I'm not aware, that is part of those that have his legitimacy as a member of the House being contested in court. So if at all there is anybody, I made this comment yesterday, if at all there is anybody or a member of the Rivers State House of Assembly that ought to stay away from the proceedings or activities of the Rivers State House of Assembly, it ought to be Martin Ameule and the 26 other friends of his, who arguably are former members of the Rivers State House of Assembly. It is the legitimacy of those members that has become subject of litigation, that ideally, with respect to the jurisdiction of the court, and then the power of the court to entertain those questions that have been put before the court for determination, that those members ought to stay away or even hold their peace. One died, we reduced to 31, and then one eventually resigned. So it means that we ought to have 30, but some days, sometime 2023, 27 of them decided to leave the house by taking a step, leaving the political party that sponsored them to office to another political party. And that, by the provisions of the Constitution, would have been an automatic vacation of their office. There are other members of the Rivers State House of Assembly who are not impeded in any way or do not have any restriction in any regard. So they can continue as members of the House of Assembly. So there is no litigation. For me, there is no action in court that will restrain the emergence of a member of House of Assembly who has no restriction at all to emerge as a speaker. And then for those remaining members to continue with the proceedings of the Rivers State House of Assembly. We cannot afford to exist in a day without having a functional House of Assembly. The Constitution haven't given one to Rivers State.
So if I hear you correctly, what happened yesterday is legal?
Yes, to the best of my knowledge, it's legal. And then in what regard? I had said that the Rivers State House of Assembly, having been established under Section 90 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, continues to exist until Rivers State ceases to exist as a state. That's one. Then two, there are members of the Rivers State House of Assembly that are known already that were elected in 2023 to represent respective constituencies. And I've given an account of how we have depleted to perhaps just about 3 or 4 or 5 as the case may be. I say one thing, that a new thing happens does not mean that the law has been suspended, that the Constitution has been suspended. We probably have never had a time where the membership of any House of Assembly would have depleted to about 3 or 4 in any of the states. But we have had where it has depleted to 8 in some states, depleted to about 7 in some states. So if we had a 32-member House of Rivers State House of Assembly, and unfortunately, unnecessarily and in an avoidable circumstance, we had a situation where 27 of them decided in one full swoop to leave the House by their action, the remaining members have legitimacy to continue proceedings. And the Constitution recognizes that. And they must have a speaker. The Constitution.
All right, we'll continue this conversation.